What's going on, guys? It's Drew. I'm back today with today's first video. And in today's first video, we're going to take a look at all the Ethereum charts. And that means the 4-hour, the daily, and the weekly chart to see if we can have any clues on what is going on with Ethereum in the short term. Right now, as you guys can see, we're just in this rising wedge, and we are actually in the smaller symmetrical triangle. So if you guys want to see where my expected moves are, make sure you guys watch the entire video. And if you guys are new to the video and you guys enjoy today's content, make sure you smack that subscribe button that's right down below this video. So let's not waste any time and jump straight in to the rising wedge here. This rising wedge has obviously been playing out since the beginning of January, right? We have multiple touches on the top, multiple on the bottom, and right now we're just grinding on that support line at the bottom. And we also have a little bit of a resistance line that's also been playing out over the last few days where we keep getting rejected. And right now, we are right at that apex, right? This has to break out literally by tomorrow morning, technically, at 4 a.m. So we could have a couple more candles inside here, but this looks like it wants to break out to the upside. But we have to wait and see on that, right? Our measured move, if we do break this to the upside here, would be approximately from our breakout point, right, would bring us pretty much to the top of the wedge, right? And that's really what we want to see there, is a move to the top of the wedge. Our breakdown from there, right, would be right about here, which brings us pretty close to our 200 4-hour EMA, which is approximately at about 1661. So that's my those are my two targets there for a possible breakout out of Ethereum. I'll give you guys an exact dollar amount on the breakout to the upside, so you guys know exactly what that is. But if we did go up to this level, we're probably going up to retest, or at least wick up to about 1532 if we break out from this triangle to the upside. Now, that's more the short term, right? I mean, we don't have really indicators down here in the RSI telling us whether we're going to go to the upside or to the downside, right? We're seeing Bitcoin being kind of stagnant, so we have no clues there, right? If Bitcoin was going up, right, maybe we could say Ethereum has a higher chance of going up, and if Bitcoin was going down, maybe we could say Ethereum has a higher chance of going down, but honestly, we really don't know right now. So this is a dice roll. I wish I could say I had a little bit better analysis on that, but it really is a dice roll. Just watch out for these two targets and watch out for these two trend lines, and base your trades on that if you guys are traders, right? But as we jump into the daily chart here, I have the same wedge drawn there, but on the daily chart, it's possible we could just be in an ascending triangle, right? So I'm going to get rid of this top trend line here so you guys can see exactly what I'm talking about, right? So we have this top resistance that we've just been rejected on from a closed basis on the daily 3 times now, right? And now we're right on that support again. And we're coming close to the apex on this ascending triangle as well, which has to come by technically February 4th. So we only have 3 days left in this triangle. We either have to break it to the downside or to the upside. Now, the measured moves on this are even crazier, right? So let's take a look at our measured moves for this on Ethereum. So from basically our top wick, let's take it from here because that's technically our first touch point, even though we did come to it over here. I'm going to take it from over here to the bottom just to be a little more conservative. But from our apex, if we did break out, that would give us an approximate price target of 1,735, right? Perfect. That's exactly what we want to see. And our breakout from the bottom would bring us pretty much down to about 1,031, pretty close to our 50-day EMA, which right now is pretty much at about 1,063. So that would probably be our support if we broke down out of this ascending triangle. But you guys know ascending triangles typically break to the upside. We don't really have much on the RSIs as far as divergences go, so I can't really give you guys an update on that as well. But for the most part, I'll keep you guys updated if I see anything on Ethereum as far as divergences go on the daily chart. But I'm looking at this to break to the upside because ascending triangles typically are bullish patterns, but really we have to wait and see what Daddy Bitcoin does. I always say that, but what Bitcoin does is what Ethereum is going to do at the end of the day and at the end of the week, in the month, in the year, right? Bitcoin leads the crypto market, and it always will. So that's the daily chart on Ethereum, guys. So keep that in mind. Now we're going to switch right over to the weekly chart here, and a couple different things. Our 200-week moving average, we just got our weekly close yesterday. Great, that's awesome news, because each week that goes by, we see the 20-week moving average move up a significant amount, and that's our bull market support. You guys know, if you guys have been watching my channel forever, it's even more important than Bitcoin, but for Ethereum, it was our bull market support, right? Back in the bull market, right? So when we were going up, it was our bull market support. Obviously, we broke below it right there, but you guys get the point, right? When we're not having a massive sell-off like we did there, and we're in a bull market, we stay above this 20-week moving average. We've already done it a couple times in this one, right? We came down to it there, came down to it there, grinded up against it all right there, and now this is all the way up at $840. So this is creeping up slowly to our current position, right? So where we are right now, a drop to that would be about a 35% correction, which seems like a lot, but it really isn't, right? We see those type of corrections all the time. So if we did drop down to there, it wouldn't be the end of the world, honestly, right? But just 2 weeks ago, it was down in the 600s. Now it's all the way up in the 800s. So it seems like every week goes by, this goes up another $100, which is absolutely great. Now, I have a couple different things I wanted to show you guys that I found kind of interesting. Let me get all these circles real quick for you guys. Sorry about the clicking. I got the electric keyboard here, which makes a lot of noise. Really, when I press it, it's actually really, it helps you kind of type faster and do things faster when you're hearing the clicks, right? But obviously for you guys, it might be slightly annoying. But I noticed something very, very peculiar or odd, whatever way you want to call it, on the weekly chart, right? We kind of have this channel, right? So what I noticed here, and especially this top trend line, I noticed is very, very big, right? All the way back here in 2016, it was our bear, or kind of our bull market resistance, right? And then we broke up out of it back up in 2017. We tested it as support, right? Thought that was a little odd. So I extended it out even further, right? It was our support before breaking down in the bear market again. We pumped up to it. It was our resistance, right? We dumped. And now look at where we get in resistance, guys, right at that trend line again. Is this a coincidence? I don't really think it is on the weekly chart. I don't really think it is. I think this, once we break above this, that is going to be skies to, really, really pumping, right? It's amazing. You guys can see when we got above it last time, that's when we really started to get parabolic in the last bull market. And then we also have this bottom trend line, right? We also have this bottom trend line down here where it was our resistance back here. I can't draw the line I'll lay over because that's the software I'm using. But we had resistance on it back here. We pumped up, right? Came back down, retested it as support before all the way over here, coming back down, retesting it as support. Pumped. We broke through it in the old March crash, but I really don't look at that as far as charting goes. We broke back above it, grinded it as support all throughout here, and then we pumped again, right? So I think that is a major, major level as well, and it's kind of just a big, big channel other than our bull market, right? Other than our weekly bull market throughout here and then our bear market, it's kind of acted as a channel, and I really think this top trend line is huge. And once we break that trend line, and you guys know, like we've been talking about, we're pretty much just in like a little wedge here, like that. I mean, this wedge could propel us above this trend line, and you guys saw exactly what happened last time we broke this trend line, right? Fireworks. What I also want to look at on the weekly here is the RSI, right? Every time we get overbought, we tend to come back down and retest this purple line on the RSI at about 75. You guys can see we pumped up here, retested it, and then went again, right? Pumped up here, retested it, and then went again. Pumped up, retested it, went again. And other than this last current time, if history was to repeat itself, even though we kind of already did it, right? It's actually kind of funny. We went above it, retested it, and then went again. So maybe we already did it, right? But if history was to repeat itself, maybe we have to come back down, slow down the RSI, and then we go again, right? So that's kind of it on the weekly chart. Watch for this trend line here. If we can get higher, right? This obviously is going to go up every single day that we move across here. But I mean, right now it's up at 1,500. If we can break 1,500 this week, I think fireworks are in store for Ethereum very, 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 very quickly, right? So jumping on over to the weekly Ethereum Bitcoin chart, we didn't quite reach, we reached our target of the inverse head and shoulders. This was on the daily chart, so the right shoulder looks a little wacky on the weekly chart, but we didn't quite reach our target up here, which was all the way up at about 0.046. But we did get rejected here. And this move really, really played out exactly like I said. I said this was our measured move of the head and shoulders, right? From the head to the neckline. From the head to the neckline. We broke through it at our breakout point and went right to our measured move. But, which I thought was kind of weird, we did not come up and retest this purple resistance line that we've done the last 3 times. So maybe this is just a retest. You guys can see we came back down, retested this area as old resistance is now new support, and then got another wick back up. But not right now, we're getting continued downside action. So maybe we slow grind down here and then we go again, right? Or maybe we come back down and retest, and that's it for Ethereum for the meantime. And Bitcoin takes the charge for the next couple weeks. So it's a wait and see game for Ethereum on this chart, but we had a very, very good January for Ethereum, and I'm expecting more fireworks for Ethereum this year, right? You guys know my prediction of 15 to 20K for Ethereum by the end of this year. I don't hide it, right? Ethereum is my second biggest holding in my portfolio. So I love Ethereum, love Bitcoin too. It's my number 1 holding. I hold both. So thanks guys for watching the video. If you guys enjoyed today's first video, smack that subscribe button down below. I will be coming out with a second video later on tonight. So make sure you guys looking out for that. Should be having a live stream at some point tonight. I will let you guys know on my Twitter and leave a YouTube post on when that is going to be going live. So look out for that as well. And I'll see you guys in those next 2 videos and stream. Peace.